Good evening, how are you? Welcome to Going to Ground. I'm Andrew Rumsey and I'm in uniform today, as you'll see, because I've been able to get into Salisbury, and a real joy, to be honest, in having face-to-face meetings return. But on my way back, I've come via the Savernake Forest to what I think is one of the most beguiling bits of Wiltshire that I wanted to show you. It's, as you can see, I'm at the edge of the railway here, which is part of Brunel's Great Western Railway, next to which runs the Kennet and Avon Canal. And I'm going to walk underneath the railway in order to get to the canal. I've wanted to show you the Kennet and Avon for ages, this is, I think, one of its most interesting stretches. It's a kind of display of transport history along here, because of course the railway, which is right next to me here, and a train is about to come past. I'm going to stop for a moment. Here we go. Fantastic. That was well timed. Great Western, as you could see by the livery, runs along there, and Brunel very sensibly used the line of the canal for large parts of that in order to navigate his railway, because, well, the work had already been done in terms of the landscape. But to see them side by side, and you can see as I walk down here, there's the Kennet and Avon Canal, and behind me, directly there, is the railway. And I love seeing that, because I love transport history. I love seeing the juxtaposition of the two as a demonstration, as I say, of progress, of travel through the countryside. And here it is. Here are the copper waters, sepia tinted, barely flowing waters of the Kennet and Avon Canal. And here, friends, is the Bruce Tunnel. Now, the Bruce Tunnel is, we're going to go as close as we can, tunnelled underneath, was dug underneath the this part of the edge of the Savernake Forest by one of the Earls of Aylesbury, I think at the beginning of the 19th century, essentially because he didn't want to have a deep cutting made through his land. And so, at huge expense, the tunnel was dug, and it's, there we go, that's a good aspect. Not of me, but the tunnel, there you go. It was dug 500 yards, 500 yards underground. Now, I have a friend, a colleague actually, who has canoed through here, which sounds to me like a terrifying experience, and he said it was, because well, you know about the light in the end of the tunnel, you know, but there isn't any light at the end of the tunnel. It's so long that you can't see the little pinpoint of light at the other end, which is a kind of parable or metaphor in itself, isn't it? Sometimes you go into situations in life where you just enter the darkness and there simply doesn't appear to be any light at the end, and then you just have to keep going until you see it, and maybe that is the only moral for today's little film. But I'm going to try, at the risk of dropping my phone into the canal, which would be dreadfully sad. You'll never know if that happened because this won't get posted, but I'm going to try, and I'm right at the edge, at the mouth of the Bruce Tunnel, which is let me see if I can lean round and show you into its murkiness. Hello. Love it. Isn't that amazing?